Welcome back to the WHHI-TV Daily News. We are about to talk about a very historic celebration that's coming up. With me is the Reverend Dr. John Black. He is the senior pastor for the Campbell Chapel A.M.E. in Bluffton. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, it is an honor to be with you.
Yeah, well, so we are making some history here. We're 150 years, but really, there's so much more history to the church. So let's talk a little bit briefly about the history of the church before we get into the celebration.
Well, the actual building that we call the historic Campbell Chapel was built in 1853. Wow. It was built for the Methodist Episcopal Church South, the St. Luke Parish, which was the elite community for Bluffton.
Okay.
And it was built by enslaved labor. In 1874, during Reconstruction, 9 of our former trustees purchased the building for $500. And that was a transaction that just did not take place in the South during Reconstruction.
Right.
It was a tremendous thing. And it showed a partnership, and that's what we want to show. There's always been a partnership between the various elements of the community that seem to merge right at Campbell Chapel.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yes.
Really, really excellent. And so you have this celebration coming up, 150 years. Tell us a little bit about what we're expecting for this celebration.
Well, we're celebrating 150 years, and we're covering that under the umbrella of recognizing the Campbell Chapel 9, those 9 first trustees that had the faith and the courage to get us started.
Right.
So on June the 30th, we're inviting our bishop, which is Bishop Samuel Lawrence Green Sr. He's the presiding prelate for the entire state of South Carolina for the African Methodist Episcopal Church. He will be our guest speaker at a 3 p.m. event.
Okay.
And that's open to the public. He's going to go through some of the history, not only of our church, but of our community as we celebrate that.
Yeah.
Following his presentation, of course, you got to have a social.
Of course.
And you got to enjoy all of the low country cuisine.
Yes, absolutely.
So we would definitely be sharing that with the community that comes in. This is all free. This is no charge to that.
Lovely.
And then for each of the nights in that first week, we're going to have family and friends night at 6 o'clock. For every night except for July the 4th. Of course, we're going to give everyone that night off.
Right.
And at Family and Friends Night, we'll be celebrating different groups that can trace themselves back to the Campbell Chapel 9.
Oh, interesting.
We even have a DNA project, and thank God for Ancestry.com.
Right.
And now they're using AI. So we're in the process of using DNA to authenticate descendants of the Campbell Chapel 9. So each night, beginning with that Monday night, we're going to have a different community, a different family come forth, share their culture, their traditions, their cuisine,
right.
And kind of invite everyone into seeing each of those different descendants of the Campbell Chapel 9.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to make sure we get it all in. We've got about a minute and a half left because I know you want to touch on a grant, but then I also know you want to touch on the impact that the church has really had in the community. So tell us a little bit about both of those things.
Well, we are soliciting grants to restore the historic chapel to its 1874 appearance. And the last grant we received was from the Town of Bluffton. It was a preservation grant. They recognize our structure as being significant to Old Town Bluffton.
Sure.
And so the town provided us with $20,000 to help stabilize the building as we prepare to renovate it. And when it comes to that building and importance for the whole community, 3 different faith traditions have worshiped there. 3 different ethnic groups have worshiped there. It is the hub of unity in the community. And that's what we want to celebrate.
I love that. I love that. And real quickly, what are the future goals that you see for the church?
Well, 2 things. First, for the building itself, we want to restore it to almost a museum-like building. It'll be in conversation with the Haywood House and other historic buildings in our community. It'll be open to daily tours. Okay. We're going to have oral histories there. So it's just going to be a wonderful tourist stop. Destination weddings could take place there.
Sure.
But for the congregation, we see ourselves as change agents. And especially in this tumultuous time, we want to show folks that there can be unity in our community.
I love that. Unity in the community. Thank you so much, Pastor, for being here. We appreciate it. And congratulations on the celebration. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful event.
Thank you.
Stay with us. There's more to come.